Hello everyone. So today I wanted to talk about Nightwing because there's a lot going on and things are potentially getting better. And as a lot of you know, James Tynion took over Batman, the main Batman title from Tom King, and he was talking about how he's going to bring Nightwing back, and a lot of stuff's happening in the main Nightwing book from Dan Jurgens to lead to that. So I want to talk about that today, but I'm going to be just doing a whole overview basically about what's going on with what happened with Rick Grayson. If you're not familiar with everything, Dick Grayson, Robin, Nightwing, then Agent Grayson, then back to Nightwing, and now he's Rick Grayson, and a lot of stuff has happened. So let's do a quick catch up on what's been going on with Dick Grayson, then we'll get into what I think is going to happen, what I hope's happen. But anyways, let's get into it. It all started with Batman issue 55, written by Tom King. In this issue, Nightwing is on a rooftop with Batman and Commissioner Gordon when out of nowhere he gets shot in the head by KG Beast. Batman immediately rushes him to a hospital as Dick Grayson. Dick is in a coma for a while, so Bruce Wayne decides to fly over some doctor from Switzerland that specializes in brain trauma. When Dick finally wakes up from his coma, he says he remembers everything up until his parents died, and then he remembers nothing after that until waking up in the hospital right then and there. So he doesn't remember being taken in by Bruce Wayne, being trained by Batman to become Robin, and then joining the Titans and becoming Nightwing. So there's about a 20-year gap there. That's not very good, but anyways, Bruce tries to help him remember by taking him into Wayne Manor, but when that doesn't work, Bruce decides to take him into the Batcave, dresses up as Batman, and then shows him footage of him getting shot in the head. Yeah, definitely not one of Bruce's best ideas. Dick becomes furious and tells Bruce that he only got shot because he was Nightwing and wants nothing to do with him or any vigilante business, because you gotta realize that Dick Grayson doesn't remember anything other than, oh, the last thing I remember was my parents getting shot, and now here's a video of me getting shot because this rich guy told me that I was Nightwing and now I got shot in the head because of it. So Dick's not exactly happy about seeing this. After being treated for months in the hospital by that doctor that Bruce flew in, Dick finally gets released from the hospital. He goes to live in Bloodhaven, gets a job as a cab driver, and now goes by Rick, because he doesn't want anything from his old life. He feels like all those people are imposters. When Barbara Gordon, Alfred, and Bruce and everyone try to help him, they feel like they're imposters, and they like this guy that he's not, this Dick Grayson guy. He doesn't know who that is. He's Rick now, and he's more edgy, and he's not Dick Grayson. He's not this person they know, so he goes by Rick, and he wants nothing to do with them, but he still does move to Bloodhaven, which doesn't make sense, because that's his place that the old Dick Grayson lived at. But whatever, he goes to Bloodhaven. He ends up going to his old hideout where he had all his equipment before being Nightwing, and he burns it all down, which causes the police to go to investigate the scene, because obviously they gotta see why this place caught on fire and if it's arson or anything like that. One of the detectives on the scene finds Nightwing's old suits and takes them. He decides that the city needs Nightwing, so he becomes the new Nightwing and recruits 3 other friends of his to become Nightwings as well. 2 other cops and a firefighter don an old Nightwing costume, and they form a crime-fighting team of Nightwings. Not long after this, Scarecrow attacks Bloodhaven, which causes Rick to start crime fighting again, but not as Nightwing. Now he's just some guy that wears a black t-shirt and smears grease on his face. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, he kind of has instincts to fight crime, but he doesn't really want to, because that's what Nightwing did, and that's the old Dick Grayson did, and that's not him. But he still has like this intrinsic need to fight crime, so he decides to do it, and it's one of the worst designs I've ever seen. He just smears grease on his face, has like some rope and a black t-shirt. Looks terrible. Anyways, he works with the Nightwings to take down Scarecrow, and after that they continue fighting crime together. One day, William Cobb shows up to Bloodhaven. William Cobb, if you don't know, is Dick Grayson's great-grandfather, and oh yeah, he happens to be a Talon for the Court of Owls. He's in Bloodhaven to recruit Dick to become the greatest Talon ever. Rick, obviously doesn't want to do this, but him and Talon get in a fight, which leads to Talon getting some goggles over his head, and these goggles are used to brainwash him. We then learn in Nightwing Annual number 2 that the reason Dick can't remember anything from after his parents' death wasn't because of him getting shot in the head, but because the doctor that Bruce flew in to help Dick was secretly a member of the Court of Owls, and she manipulated Dick through drugs and psychological grooming to make him forget his time with Bruce as Robin and Nightwing. When Talon put the goggles on Rick, those goggles were feeding him a new origin story where after his parents died, he was taken in by his great-grandfather William Cobb, and he trained him with the Court of Owls to become a Talon. Rick, now believing he is a Talon, goes and attacks the team of Nightwings. He quickly beats all of them because, they're just cops and a firefighter, so they don't really stand a chance against Nightwing. Dick is out to kill the group of Nightwings until some guy named Condor Red flies by and stops him. I've never heard of this guy before. I don't know if he was the hero in the DC Universe before, or he's just invented for this issue, but think of Falcon from the Marvel Universe. That's kind of what his power set looks like. Anyways, he's flying by and he stops Dick Grayson. This guy was on patrol for the government because Year of the Villain was going on during this time. So there was a giant Legion of Doom symbol in the sky and people were going crazy. So that's why this guy was patrolling Bloodhaven. Anyways, he saves the Nightwings by flying Dick to a bridge. There, they have, well, actually, he tries to throw him in the water. That's very close to a bridge, and Dick ends up like going through the air and being able to grab onto the bridge. So anyways, they have a fight on this bridge, and in no time, Dick just beats the crap out of Condor Red. But Condor Red is able to get a shot off that destroys the goggles Dick was wearing. This breaks Dick out of the psychological hold the Court of Owls had him under, so he then starts to fight William Cobb. He beats him by kicking him off the bridge into the water. Next issue, Nightwing decides to go and get his documents from when that doctor from Switzerland treated him, so he breaks into her office and finds a Court of Owls mask, because at this point, he didn't know she was a part of the Court of Owls, but he breaks into her office because I just need some documents to see what's going on here, like, because I'm so confused with all these different origins I have in my head, and he ends up finding a Court of Owls masks in there. That causes him to go pay this doctor a visit in Switzerland, because he's like, I need to investigate this further. He gets to Switzerland, breaks into where she's at, beats up a bunch of people, and then confronts the doctor. She tells him that the court had been planning to convert Dick Grayson into a Talon for a long time, but were waiting for the right opportunity, and when KGB shot Dick in the head, that was the perfect time for them to strike, especially since this doctor was world-renowned for being the best doctor when it came to brain injuries, so they knew Bruce would contact her. She also tells Dick that she used something called a mind crystal to alter his brain and make him forget 20 years of his life. Yes, it's very dumb, but I don't blame Dan Jurgens at all. He's put in a very bad position here to where Tom King is like, hey, I just had Dick Grayson get shot in the head and made him lose all his memories. Good luck making that make any sense at all or having a good story out of that. So Dan Jurgens is kind of like, okay, screw it. We'll just friggin' Court of Owls is behind it and Mind Crystal. So that's why I don't really blame Dan Jurgens for this dumb Mind Crystal kind of thing. But anyways, after that, some guy at the base they're at sets off some explosives, causing the doctor to die. But Dick is able to get out of there. At the end of the issue, we see Joker watching a news report talking about the new group of Nightwings in Bloodhaven. Joker isn't happy about all these phonies pretending to be Nightwing, so he decides to visit Bloodhaven to find the real Nightwing. When he gets there, he beats up one of the Nightwings, asking him where the real Nightwing is. This page is a bit weird because Joker burns the guy's face, asks him where he can find the real Nightwing, and then that's it. Like, it cuts off. We don't know if Joker kills the guy or just left. It's like no answer at all. It's kind of weird. Like, the guy's like slowly trying to get away from Joker after getting his face burned, and we don't know what happens. But anyways, at the end of the issue, Joker breaks into Dick Grayson's place and takes the mind crystal that Dick took from that doctor in Switzerland, and that's it. That's where we currently are with Nightwing. Actually, I'm an idiot. I just noticed this when editing. If you look right here, you see that Joker is wearing the bloodstained costume of the Nightwing that he just killed. I did not notice that when reading the book, but when editing it, I just noticed that. So I'm assuming that he probably killed that guy that he just burned the face of, since he's wearing his bloodstained costume now. But anyways, back to the past me. So with the current Batman run, the newest story that's going to be going on is like called Joker War or something like that, which is Titan's new thing, and it's going to connect to all the Bat books and tying into Nightwing, and that's why Joker's here, because it's part of Joker War, whatever's going on with that. So this opens up some interesting doors, because potentially Joker could come in, trigger some things to actually bring the real Dick Grayson back, especially with the Mind Crystal, and it could possibly bring the real Dick Grayson back with his memories, and that he was, you know, Batman's sidekick and everything. And he also could potentially go and kill off all the phony Nightwings, which would be really cool, and I'm hoping that happens. I think that would be awesome, honestly, because I don't really care about these other Nightwings, this group of Nightwings. They're not terrible characters. Dan Jurgens did his best, but they're not like amazing or anything like that. I honestly don't care about them that much at all. I said this before, when Talon came into the book, I wanted Talon to go and like kill them all and be like, yeah, like send Dick Grayson to the dark side, so that way that would get him to join like the Court of Owls, but that didn't happen. So now I want Joker to do it. I think that'd be cool, and I would just wonder what Joker's going to do with this Mind Crystal, because we don't really know much about the Mind Crystal. We just know that they used it to like make Dick Grayson forget, so maybe he'll just use it to bring his memories back. That's what I'm thinking. So Nightwing is coming back. We know that it's gonna happen, just it's a matter of when right now, and I'm hoping that it's sooner rather than later, because Rick Grayson's stuff's been terrible. We've been dealing with it for way too long. But luckily Tynion doesn't like Rick at all, and he wants to get rid of Rick and bring Nightwing back, so that's happening, which is cool. But yeah, Nightwing's basically coming back now, and I think it would be cool to have Joker come in and just kill off all the phony Nightwings. I kind of like what's going on currently with that. And also, I props to Dan Jurgens for the story that he did with the Court of Owls, because I hate the whole Rick Grayson stuff, but I thought what he did with the Court of Owls was interesting and like basically the best you could do for this explanation, because it was just kind of weird. He got shot in the head and lost a specific set of his memories and didn't make any sense. Like that's what it was prior to this, but then Dan Jurgens came in and kind of retconned it a bit and was basically like, okay, it wasn't the shot in the head that did it. It was this doctor that worked for the Court of Owls that manipulated him to made him forget that specific set of years. So I like that. I thought Dan Jurgens did a great job with that, honestly. But enough with this crap. Give us Nightwing back, please. But yeah, that's my thoughts on what's currently going on. Dick Grayson's one of my favorite characters in all of comic book history. So I keep doing these periodic update videos on what's going on with Nightwing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below. What do you think of what's going on with Nightwing and Rick Grayson and everything? How have you been keeping up with it at all? And if not, what do you think about it? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, on my grind all day, gonna make $1 million selling that someday. You know I'm in the building when I write this way. Put me in the ground when I bite this game.